Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we've got something really special for you. We are going to explore a truly fascinating intersection of disciplines. We're uncovering how a 17th century Spanish painter actually holds the key to modern, elite athletic recovery. It sounds crazy, right? But by blending classical art history with cutting-edge sports biomechanics, Dr. Christophe Delong and Kinexa present a captivating mystery. If you love seeing how historical genius predicts modern science, well, you are in for an incredible ride today. Let's jump right in. Okay, let's dive into this. Diego Velázquez. Now, just labeling him as a famous classical portrait artist completely misses the mark. According to the research from Dr. Christophe Delong, Velázquez was fundamentally a master observer of physical space and human biomechanics. He possessed this uncanny, almost superhuman ability to paint presence before he even painted bodies. He captured that indefinable quality of a human being who fully and effortlessly occupies the space they're in. He wasn't just looking at their clothes or their facial expressions. He was literally looking at the way gravity interacted with their nervous system.
There's this quote attributed to him that I absolutely love. To translate it, he basically said, "I prefer to be the first painter of common things rather than the second of higher subjects." His sheer obsession with the reality of those common things, how a person actually stands, rests, or holds themselves when they aren't striking some artificial pose, is exactly what allows us to bridge his art with hard modern science today. Because he wasn't interested in romanticizing posture, he inadvertently documented real, neurological truths about the human body that we are only just now learning to properly measure.
Now, what's really interesting here is his 1656 masterpiece, Las Meninas, which proves this concept beautifully. If you analyze the figures through a biomechanical lens, you see that every single person occupies space with a distinct, measurable quality. You have the young princess, the Infanta, who just exudes this natural vertical assurance that is completely beyond her years. And then you have the maids, who are arranged in a distinct posture of service and deference. What Velázquez is brilliantly representing is that posture is an internal state. It's not merely a physical, mechanical position you just force yourself into. It's a profound manner of being in space.
To really prove how closely he was observing all this, we can look at his relationship with King Philip IV. Velázquez painted the king over 40 times throughout his life. It's like a time lapse, and as we track his evolution across these portraits, we see something incredible. What evolves isn't just the king's aging face, it's his entire posture transforming. In the early reign, we see a young king standing straight but physically tense. By his late reign, Velázquez meticulously documents what modern biomechanics calls progressive postural degradation. You can literally trace the gradual loss of the king's plumb line, his natural vertical alignment against gravity, and the slow collapse of his anti-gravity structures over decades. It's a perfect visual record of a nervous system aging under the weight of an empire.
Let's move on and see how this builds. Because what was Velázquez actually observing when he painted that presence? Well, if we look beneath the surface and into the human nervous system, he was observing the effects of the reticular system of the brainstem. This is the neurological control center that regulates our background postural tone. It operates completely beneath our conscious thought, constantly determining exactly how efficiently our body fights gravity from moment to moment.
This brings us to a massively important concept in Dr. Delong's research: postural authority. Let's clearly define this because it's a real game changer. Postural authority is the capacity of a body to occupy its vertical axis with stability. But pay close attention here. It is absolutely not rigidity. It's presence. When you look at elite athletes, they express this sovereign presence even when they are completely at rest. Their resting bodies aren't just slumping and waiting. They are fundamentally ready, organized, and inhabited from the inside out.
So the crucial point is this deep neurological contrast. First, you have high resting tone. This is an athlete who is well recovered, aligned, and highly aware of their body and space. The body is naturally organized. Those deep postural muscles activate effortlessly. Contrast that with low resting tone. This is an athlete who is fatigued, in pain, or misaligned. Their body is constantly searching for a balance it simply cannot find, and that results in a massively high postural cost that heavily compromises their recovery. Actually, pause for a second and just ask yourself, which of these two states is your own nervous system experiencing as you listen to this right now?
And this brilliantly illustrates the massive paradigm shift brought forward by Kinexa. We've all been told to stand up straight, right? Well, scratch that. There is a fundamental difference between forcing a posture and actually possessing one. When athletes just stand straight through sheer willpower, it actually consumes energy. It's costly, it's completely unsustainable, and the effort is visibly tense. But when an athlete is organized neurologically, they actually recover energy through their posture.
It's effortless. It's a natural sovereign presence where the body finds its axis without any perceptible strain whatsoever.
So, Velázquez painted this profound difference, but how do we leverage it today? This is where the modern application comes in. Kinexa Formation has developed the methodology to take this 17th century artistic observation and actually measure it to completely revolutionize high-performance sports. They figured out how to objectively quantify sovereign presence.
Here is exactly how Kinexa is tracking this. First, they measure resting postural tone in real time, right during the training session. Second, they utilize longitudinal tracking. That means they follow these subtle neurological shifts across individual sessions, weeks, and entire training cycles. And third, and perhaps most importantly, they provide objective, quantified data. Coaches no longer have to rely on subjective observation, just kind of guessing if an athlete looks tired today. They have the hard data showing exactly how much energy an athlete's posture is costing them, allowing for incredibly precise recovery protocols.
Now, if this intersection of classical observation and modern biomechanics fascinates you as much as it does me, Kinexa provides some incredible resources to dive deeper. They offer an ebook titled Velázquez, the Sovereign Presence, comprehensive video episodes from their Visionaries of Gesture series, complete presentation decks, deep dive training through Kinexa Formation, and you can even contact them directly for a live demonstration of this tracking technology in action.
We've covered an incredible journey today, moving from the brushstrokes of a Spanish master all the way to the brainstems of elite athletes. But I want to leave you with a provocative final thought to reflect on. Take a moment, feel where you are right now in space, and ask yourself, is your body standing straight merely through conscious, exhausting effort, or is it naturally organized by its own sovereign presence? It's a profound difference that changes absolutely everything about how we operate in the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.